Hey guys, if you like the content, please be sure to like the videos and subscribe to the channel. Thanks. Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and we're doing another Swiss Born of the Gods draft. Our rare, Eater of Hope. It's a pretty good finisher. Uh, Too many good black cards in here. Kind of makes me not want to go black. You know what I mean? When you open Eater of Hope, Drown in Sorrow, Shrike Harpy, Asphyxiate, it really almost makes me want to not go black. But best cards in the pack are presumably Asphyxiate, Fall of the Hammer, Ari Worshippers, Eater of Hope, Drown in Sorrow. That sort of thing. Probably Asphyxiate's the best card. But like I said, I almost don't want to take Asphyxiate now. If it's in the same pack as Eater of Hope, Drown in Sorrow, and Shrike Harpy, it just seems wrong. I think we can more comfortably either take the Fall of the Hammer or the Ari Worshippers. I like the Worshippers a lot, actually. I think the Worshippers are... I like the Fall of the Hammer removal quite a bit, but the Ari Worshippers actually are probably the best of their cycle. That's the word I'm looking for. Alright, let's see here. Siren of the Fanged Coast. I think this card's good. I'll tell you why. It's a 5-mana 4/4 flyer, or it's a 5-mana 1/1 mind control. A 1/1 flyer plus mind control. Both of those modes are pretty good. Yes, it's your opponent's decision, but the only time Siren's really bad is on an empty board. So I think that's why probably most people would dislike this card, is my guess. But I still like it, and I think I'm going to take it here. 5-mana 4/4 flyer or steal your creature. I don't know. Both of those seem really good to me. So let's continue with blue. Other good cards in this pack. Stormcaller of Keranos. Very awesome card for red-blue. Nyxborn Tritons, of course, very good. Noble Quarry. I'd like to table the Nullify because I've come to like that card quite a bit. But let's go with the Siren here. Okay. Follow-up pick now. Third pick, Asphyxiate. Could be open. Also Satyr Nicksmith, which is good. Mischief and Mayhem. Tromper. We passed so many good black cards already. I'm not sure if that's wise. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the blue card that we can totally play. And once we get past pick 8, I'm going to start seeing what's wheeling. So I think we're going to make it our mission now to cut good playable blue cards. And then when we see what color's wheeling, we can sort of decide what we want to do from there. So just like, 5 more picks after this chorus, we're going to have a really good idea what's wheeling and what's tabling and what people are or are not diving into. All right. Well, the good news is there's a ton of good blue cards here. Servant's good. Forlorn Sudama's good. It does look like black is wheeling, or at least still being passed, but keep in mind we're passing it to the right, so we don't know what's come around yet. I think I'm just going to snag the Retraction Helix here. Bounce is awesome in this format, and Heroic is awesome in this format, so this gives you the best of both worlds. Divination, also very good. I love Divination. And Pinnacle of Rage. There's actually just some good cards in here in general, but we're still on point with blue. Okay. I can pretty comfortably take the Meletis Astronomer here. Currently not that great since we have 0 enchantments, right? But still have a lot of chances to pick them up. And there's really not that much else in here that's amazing. A couple good green cards. Nothing too great. Okay. Nothing fantastically great in here either. Floodtide Serpent's fine. You can get some cantrip auras and make that work. You can also take the Deepwater Hypnotist, which is playable, but never really all that good. It's not like Floodtide Serpent's really all that good either. This has some potential to be good. Deepwater Hypnotist really doesn't have any potential to be good. in what we're probably going to build. So I guess we take the Floodtide Serpent because we could actually play it if we get some cards to support it. All right, black card still going around, but we can take Sphinx's Disciple. I actually like that card. Never played mono blue before. All right, well, we can take Weight of the Underworld. If this card's not that great, though, we might be able to more easily go into red. People tend to not like the blue-red for some reason, but I think it's fine. Fated Return is a wee bit expensive. Do I really want to go into red? Rise the Challenge is the best card in this pack, and there's no blue, so I guess we'll take it. Let's start seeing what's wheeling. All right. All right. Well, Asphyxiate wheeled. So if Asphyxiate wheels, then yeah, I might just try and go into black. And Nullify wheel too. Awesome. All right. Black card it is. Taking it. Mortal's Resolved. Best card remaining. Go ahead and cut that. This is very interesting. That Asphyxiate wheeled. Eye Gouge. This card's actually probably pretty playable in this limited environment against those Omega aggro decks. Quite a few things this can kill. Charging Badger. Cut it. Island. Okay. So currently we'll leave everything up because we don't know if the black's going to pan out. I am very surprised the Asphyxiate tabled, considering the sheer amount of sick black cards we passed. Okay, so opened a kind of unexciting pack here. We haven't gone into our second color yet, so theoretically we could take the 100-handed one. But it did appear with the table to asphyxiate that black is the open color. Really didn't see that much late white. Seems pretty difficult to make 100-handed one work. Saw some fairly late green. Could possibly make that work with Nessie and Asp. Both the Fellhide Minotaur and Bloodtoll Harpy just seem like the most boring first picks. Aqueous Form does work well with Ari Worshippers, but it tends to go so much later. I guess it also works well with Astronomer, at least for finding it, I guess. Yeah. Blue-green is actually good. I'm going to take the Asp, just in case a green plan possibly pans out. Picks here, we've got some decent green stuff, some decent blue stuff. We've got Staunch-Hearted Warrior, which works well with Helix. Mortal's Resolve. Let's just hide the Badger. Even if I'm green, I'm not going to play the Badger. Let's hide the Rise of the Challenge. So I really can wax and wane between black or green right now, both of which were going fairly late. Could take the Staunch-Hearted Warrior. Already have quite a few 5-drops. Could take the Fate Foretold. It works well with the Floodtide Serpent. Works well with the Meletus Astronomer. I'm going to take the Staunch-Hearted because it's a better finisher, I think. Sip of Hemlock. Pick 3. And this is coming from the other side, so what? They're not playing black? They decided they didn't want to? I don't understand. Could also play Bug, I guess. Kind of like some fixing if we're going to do that. I think we could take the Agent here. fairly easily, actually. We're in green-blue. We're short on 3 drops. He can be unblockable. I think I talked myself into it. Green-blue is a fine archetype, and I don't play it very much. And I think I should. I've already got some good 5-drop threats, so we're just trying to fill up our early game a little bit. Alright, let's take the agent. Another sip of hemlock. Interesting. Let's go deep on these agents. At this point, I think I just want to do the green-blue thing. Sips are good. Getting that many 6 drops, I think, is going to be difficult. If you look, we're already we'd be, if I took both those sips, we'd be like the 4, 5, 6 drop deck. That does seem a little bit clunky. Agent's good though. Okay, we can take Sedge Scorpion here. That's actually just fine. We've got a good late game plan. This can buy us some time. Artisan Sorrow is also very good. Benthic Giant's fine, but we'll take the Sedge Scorpion. Horizon Scholar is a good finisher. Fate Foretold, though, also very good. Works better with Heroic, but I guess we do have the Staunch Hearted Warrior and the Course of the Tides, so, and the Astronomer. Okay, we might want the Fate Foretold here. We already have probably enough ways to win where the Scholar is not absolutely necessary. So let's just take the Fate Foretold. Okay. Dissolve here is actually totally legit. I like it. Centaurs? Why not? Not that great, but cuts green. Breaching Hippocamp works well with Inspired. Doesn't work. Otherwise, it's not that great in this deck. You could get a surprise block with a Sedge Scorpion. You could actually get some cool synergy with Retraction Helix. Cast Retraction Helix, bounce a dude, Breaching Hippocamp. For 5 mana, you get double use out of a Helix. I've never actually done that before. Let's try it. Feral Invocation looks great. Very good combat trick. I really liked that. The beauty of Feral Invocation in this deck is you can leave up Dissolve or your Feral Invocation. So it's like you can counter the spell or you can do a combat trick. So I think that really adds to the power of instant speed tricks in this deck where we've already got a couple counter spells. That also makes Retraction Helix better for the same reason. Fade into Antiquity, not exactly what I'm looking for. I guess we could take it. Karametra's Acolyte's fine, but we don't have a ton of Green Devotion. I'm actually going to take the Prowler's Helm here. I actually tend to like this card quite a bit if we didn't already have a ton of evasive guys, but I guess it's certainly good on the Ari Worshippers. Don't really care if our opponents play any of this. I guess we'll take the Demolish. Defend the Hearth, sure. Last pick, Boulder Fall. Okay. So we're on to pack 3. What does this deck really need? I wouldn't mind some Grip Tides. We actually have enough ways to win, so I wouldn't mind some solid removal, perchance. I think we are going to take the second Nessian Asp. Yes, it's another 5-drop, but we don't really need to play the Centaur, and we probably don't need to play the Floodtide Serpent either, even though it works well with the Fate Foretold. Nessian Courser would also be perfectly legit, but and Opaline Unicorn would be fine too. But yeah, we're going to take the Asp. I think I like it more than the Sealock Monster. That reach means a world of difference. Okay, Asp number 3. I'm cool with that. We can go super deep on Nessian Asps. Never going to have a problem with Nessian Asp. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. I love Nessian Asp. Card's very, very strong. We are getting into clunky territory here. I'm willing to cut Floodtide Serpent and Sphinx's Disciple. Neither of those cards are as important to me as Nessie and Asp is. Okay, so now choices are Agent of Horizons number 3. They at least trade or get in unblockable, both of which I like. Or we can take a combat trick in Savage Surge, which isn't bad. But we do want to lower the curve and get cheaper creatures, especially if I'm going to be cutting Floodtide Serpent and Sphinx's Disciple. I think I'm going to take the 3rd agent. Cool. Okay. Well, we could do Time to Feed. Currently our removal is Retraction Helix, Mortal's Resolve, Nullify sort of, Dissolve sort of, Fade into Antiquity, Feral. That's about it. Let's cut things I'm probably not going to end up playing or would... Let's cut things that I'd like to not play. Okay. So I'd like to not play those cards. Could do Time to Feed. It's not that great here. It's okay with Scorpion, but you'd end up 2-for-1ing yourself. It's actually very good with Staunch Hearted Warrior, and it's definitely good with the Asps. All right, it's a little bit of a late game plan, a wee bit clunky. I could also take the Triton Tactics, which makes the agents better blockers. Tactics might actually make more sense. I think the Tactics actually does make more sense in this deck. Alright, we can take a Time to Feed now. We can take the Triton Fortune Hunter. We can take a second Sedge Scorpion. This deck might want the Sedge Scorpions just for buying more time. Because we do look clunky still. We look clunky for sure. We just need to buy time, and I think we're good. Time to Feed can be a blowout later, but I think we actually have to just focus on our early game right now because we don't quite have enough. So let's take the second Sedge Scorpion. They do block well. Tough to argue that. I mean, Vaporkin's fine. I don't really like it all that much for this deck. Same with sort of Warrior's Lesson. I mean, yeah, you can get value. I just don't see a ton of opportunities where we're going to do that. I think Annul is something we could actually play, and then we'd have the full set of counter spells. I mean, this counters a lot of stuff in this format. Totally main deckable. Vaporkin's fine. I don't have any problems with it. It's just this doesn't strike me as a Vaporkin deck. We're not beatdown. We're hold you off until we get some huge fatties out there and kill you with them. I'm going to take the Annul. Alright, so, wow, Reaper of the Wilds. That's pretty sick. Could do Savage Surge. I think we want the Omen Speaker. It's more early game. It's actually perfect. It's more early game. It helps the top of our deck. Helps us find stuff from the top of our deck. What am I cutting for it? I could probably cut the Fade into Antiquity main deck for it since I've got the Annul. Or vice versa, but I think I'd actually rather play Annul. It just more options with the counter spells, I think, is better than sorcery speed removal. Might be wrong, I don't know. I'm going to take the Omen Speaker, though. Sip of Hemlock Tables. Alright, well, could just hate that, I guess. But Hunt the Hunter is an actual good sideboard card for us, so I think I'm going to take that. I prefer to take sideboard cards over hating cards. I prefer taking good sideboard cards. I think it's a better plan. Definitely take an Opaline Unicorn here, and we're going to play it. I think we're playing it over the Breaching Hippocamp. He doesn't seem absolutely necessary in here, so I'd rather play the Unicorn. I guess we could also do Burnished Heart. It's a little more clunky, though, is my issue. I think I'd rather play Unicorn in here. I feel like I'm going to keep busy quite a bit. Burnished Heart might be better, though. I'm going to take the Unicorn. I actually don't know which one's better. Could take the Nylea's Presence. Am I playing it? No, I don't think so. So let's just take the second Hunt the Hunter. This card could potentially be a blowout in the right matches. Savage Surge tabling, that's good news for us. Definitely take that. Mnemonic Wall is playable in here, but we've got too many 5-drops, so that's probably not going to happen, I guess. Farah's Warden can be annoying. Warrior's Lesson, second to last pick. That's got to be pretty rare. All right, well, we got a good deck. I mean, I wanted some Horizon Chimeras. It does appear that black was open, but I'm certain. I mean, we decided to go green, and now we're like a mostly green deck. So it looks like green was open as well. It almost seems like blue tended to not be open by the end. So that's oddly enough. Usually double clicking works. All right. Nope. Let's put in the Scorpions. Resolve, Surge, Agents, Invocation, Staunch Hearted, Asps, Unicorns. This is 24, 15 creatures. Let us take a look at our non-creature versus creature spells. Jeez. And that. All right. So I'm probably cool with all of our creatures. I think all of those are fine. And I still like that Unicorn can jump us to Nessie and Asps on turn 4. I think that's good enough. Maybe we want to cut one of our spells. I'm probably cool with that too. We could cut the Annul. It's better. I mean, it's main deckable, but it's probably better sideboard. How good is Meletus Astronomer in here? How many enchantments do we even have? We don't have that many, do we? We have Fate Foretold. Feral Invocation. We have 2. It's pretty light. All right, I think we're actually cutting the Astronomer. I did need more early game, but double Scorpion with Helix, Omen Speaker. I don't know. We're a little bit light on early plays, I admit, but I don't want to compromise. I don't want to play a 2-mana 1/3, I guess is what I'm trying to say. A 2-mana 1/3 to me just seems not very good. Whereas a Death Toucher, at least it trades with something that I want to for sure trade with. We look a little bit clunky, but it's not terrible. It's really not. If we can live long enough to get to our Asps, we're looking pretty good. We've got some good game plans going for that. I like our combat tricks. We've got some counter spells. A little bit removal light, but we have bounce. We have counter. We have tricks. I think we're going to try it like this. We have Death Touch. Yeah. So this deck's not bad. It's probably like 6 out of 10, something like that. It's not great. But we need double blue. We only need 1 green. What do they say? 9/8? I think I actually agree with that. We need the double blue, whereas we only need 1 green. I'm trying to think if I want to get as greedy as 10/7, but I don't think I do. I think we do 9/8. Okay, yeah. This deck's about a 6 out of 10. I like our in-game plan. It's just a matter of, can we get there? Can we get to the late game? Agent is going to be trading a lot, is I think what our hope is, or at least forcing them to play tricks, that sort of thing. Kind of wish I had some more high toughness guys. Fortunately, I don't. So, yeah, we're going to run it like this. I'll see you round 1.